boys and girls, and Pokemon fans of the world. It's your boy MegaCrasher, coming at you pumped up, coming at you hardcore, and I'm coming at you guys back again once again with a brand new video, and I welcome you back to our series of videos that review Pokemon from a competitive aspect. So, the next Pokemon in line in our Pokemon Sun and Moon competitive guides, reviews, whatever you want to call it, we are reviewing Donald Trump. Wait. Wait, sorry about that. We're reviewing a Gumshoos. God damn it, bro. Why do you look so much like Donald Trump, man? It's gotta be the hair. But anyways, all jokes aside, let's get into this, okay? Let's aim for 30 likes, and let's get the start, shall we? So we take a look at the typing. It is gonna be that of a pure, clean, and simple, normal typing. It is immune to ghost and weak to fighting. And that's all there is to it. So it's a pretty easy typing to work around from a defensive aspect, okay? All you gotta do is make sure that its fighting weakness is covered and you are good to go if you're building a team around Gumshoos. Now we take a look at the abilities. It has 3 very tremendous abilities in Adaptability, Stakeout, and Strong Jaw. Now what Adaptability does is it basically adds more power to your same type attack bonus moves. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Rather than Stab multiplying the power of the moves by 1.5, with Adaptability, you get a 2 times the power. You get 2 times the effect. So, say for example, Return being a normal type move, it would get stabbed, but because of Adaptability, that's gonna be powered up to 2 times rather than 1.5, man. So, you guys can do the math. It's gonna be a pretty lethal ability. And then the next ability is known as Stakeout. Now, we go ahead and click on Stakeout here real quick. What this ability does is, this Pokemon's attacks deal double damage if the target switched in this turn. Now, this is a pretty interesting ability to say the least, and the thing is that this ability would more or less work if this Pokemon causes a lot of switches, but given the fact that this Pokemon isn't really that intimidating, in many ways, Stakeout may not be the best ability to use on this Pokemon, but just because I say that, that does not make this a bad ability whatsoever. And hey, you know what? It's about how you use Gumshoos, and hey, maybe I'm wrong when I say that Gumshoos isn't the best Pokemon to use with this ability, and might even be the best Pokemon. Then again, you know, it's the only Pokemon that has this ability, you know what I'm saying? So, of course it's gonna be the best, because it's the only Pokemon that has that ability. And then lastly, we have Strong Jaw. Now, this ability powers up biting type moves by 50%, which is, woo! Pretty damn awesome, okay? So then, speaking of awesome, we take a look at the stats. It's got 88 on the HP, 110 on the attack, it's got 60 both in defense and special defense, 55 on the special attack, and 45 on the speed. Now, the thing of it is that the only thing that's awesome about these stats would happen to be its base 110 speed, okay? And that's pretty much all that's got going for it. I mean, its HP is okay at base 88, but you end up getting to the defensive aspect of it, it's not really suited to take hits that well, and its speed is pretty damn bad, okay? I mean, this Pokemon isn't meant to outspeed too many things, but hey, you want to know something? Just because the Pokemon is slow, that doesn't make it a bad Pokemon, and all you gotta do is just slap Trick Room on your team, and this Pokemon suddenly becomes fast, because what Trick Room does is when you are under the effects of Trick Room, slower Pokemon always move first. So, with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to rock hell into Pokemon Showdown. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so now let's move on to some sets that you can use for Gumshoos. Now, you notice that I only have 1 set on here, but see, this set can be used in many different ways, and plus, this also showcases the kind of role that this Pokemon will be taking on in battle, mainly being a all-out attacker. So, what we got going on here, we are going to be rocking the Choice Band set. So we go ahead and we click on Choice Band here real quick. What this does is it locks you in one move, but it boosts your attack stat by 50%. And in this situation here, the ability is going to be Adaptability. And as I had stated, this Pokemon's same type attack bonus is multiplied by 2 instead of 1.5. So, yes, Choice Band plus Adaptability plus Return. Oh, shit, baby. That is going to be a hard-hitting attack, man. And the thing is that this move, maximum power is 102, okay? That is with maximum happiness, and that is going to make this Pokemon just incredibly tough to switch into, okay? Now, up next, we have ourselves Earthquake here. Now, Earthquake is a solid must-have move on this Pokemon. That way, you have a way to deal with the likes of Steel types and Rock types, which would otherwise wall your normal type attacks. Up next, we have ourselves Crunch. Now, Crunch is a very, very nice move to deal with Ghost types, in which otherwise you can't damage very well with Return. Actually, you can't damage them at all because they're immune to normal type moves, you know what I'm saying? But Crunch, on the other hand, is going to be munching and crunching up them souls, you know what I'm saying? And then lastly, ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves U-Turn. Now, this is my preference. I want to have U-Turn on here for a number of reasons. Great way to scout, great way to cause damage, and not to mention, okay, is that this Pokemon isn't exactly the fastest. Now, I'll get into the reason why we're running max speed in a moment. But see, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, is that the reason why you want to run U-Turn is so that not only does it give you some advantage when terms of switch initiative, but also if you were to take a hit, you'll be able to U-Turn out and you'll be able to switch into a Pokemon that's going to give you the advantage because the opponent's Pokemon has already made their move. You U-Turn out should you survive the hit, and you bring in the Pokemon that is going to give you the advantage, and that right there is how it's done. You know what I'm saying? Now, the reason why we are running max speed on here is because you want to get as much outspeeds as possible. So my suggestion would be to run a lot of speed control here in this situation. Sticky webs, thunder wave support, paralysis, all that good stuff. Now, of course, ladies and gentlemen, with all that being said, this is not the only way that you can run Gumshoos, okay? You don't have to run max speed if you don't want. What you can do, actually, is actually make this Pokemon Trick Room functional. So what we got going on, we'll go with a Brave Nature. We can, you know, max out the HP, keep the attack all maxed out and stuff like that, and then make the speed IV that of 0, so that way you have 85 speed, and you will be tremendously fast under the effects of Trick Room, and thus making this Pokemon a very, very, very viable Trick Room Pokemon to use, and also a Trick Room sweeper slash wall breaker. Well, I wouldn't really say it's a sweeper, because if we go ahead and we take a look at the moves that it has, okay, you notice that it doesn't even have Sword Stance. It doesn't even have Bulk Up. When it's like, are you serious right now? That kind of sucks. I mean, like, look at all that. Like, it doesn't have any moves to set up aside from, does this thing even have Work Up? Does that? Okay, so it has Work Up. So what the Work Up does is it raises the user's attack and special attack by 1 stage. So if you really, really, really wanted to have some way to set up, you could use Work Up. So that way, you'll have some way of obtaining some speed, or not speed, sorry, some stat boosts, and have a better chance to sweep in battle. Now, I will say, ladies and gentlemen, that this Pokemon does have some other moves that you can make use of, such as Pursuit. What Pursuit does is the power doubles if a foe is switching out. Now, if you wanted to combine that with, say, Stakeout, okay? If you wanted to use Stakeout, and what Stakeout does, to remind you guys, this Pokemon's attack deal double damage if the target's switched in this turn. So the thing is, like, you could perhaps switch in Pursuit, replace in with Crunch or something like that, or U-Turn. And something else I kind of want to make note of is that this Pokemon gets access to Facade, okay? Now, given the fact that this Pokemon is mostly a physical attacker, okay, this Pokemon is most likely going to be susceptible to burns, and you're probably thinking, well, why would you want to have Gumshoos get burned or status, man? That's not even cool, yo. Well, haha, you want to know what's so cool, man, is that what Facade does is the power doubles if the user is burned, poisoned, or paralyzed, okay? So, okay, let's just multiply this shit for a second, alright? So, Facade doubles in power if you are either burned, paralyzed, or burned, which is 140. You factor in Stab, that suddenly becomes a base 210 power move. Factor in the boost from Adaptability and Choice Band, and you crunch up a whole bunch of numbers. I'm not good with math, but that's like a lot of crazy-ass damage boosts, you know what I'm saying? Like, so you could easily replace either a U-Turn or even Return if you want for the likes of Facade, but of course, replacing Return with Facade can be a little bit risky because then you're banking on to be status, and that may not always work out, but this right here is just something to take in mind, you know, and all that good stuff. Like, this is just absolutely crazy, you know? Like, Gumshoos is a very one-dimensional Pokemon, but it is a one-dimensional Pokemon that will leave holes in your team if you're not prepared, okay? Now, something I kind of want to make note of here real quick is the ability Strong Jaw. Strong Jaw is a very, very nice move to have, but unfortunately, this Pokemon doesn't have a very deep move pool to make use of Strong Jaw for, because if you take a look at what we got going on, the only biting moves that we got going on would happen to be, well, let's see, this thing does get Hyper Fang. There we go. So it's a base 80 power, 10% chance to flinch, 90% accuracy. So aside from Hyper Fang and Crunch, which are both biting type moves, it really doesn't have anything else to make use of. So, I mean, it does kind of suck that it's kind of limited to its move pool and limited to just how far its abilities can take it. Because I think, honestly, is that if this Pokemon had a deeper move pool, then it would be able to make use of all 3 of its abilities much better. But as it stands right now, it seems like Adaptability is going to be the most dominant ability here in this situation and in the way of using Gumshoos. But you can use Stakeout if you want. But like I said at the beginning, I don't feel that this Pokemon really causes too many switches because of how can I say this? Like, I don't want to say how bad its stats are because, like, stats can be very deceiving when you combine that with the move pool and with how you use it. But Stakeout is better suited for a Pokemon that does cause a lot of switches. But then again, you know what? This Pokemon is in the PU tier. So, I mean, this Pokemon might just do exactly that, cause a lot of switches, and thus make Stakeout much more viable in that tier. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that right there is going to conclude this video. So I certainly hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you guys did, then make sure you smash the hell out of the like button. It is, like I said at the beginning of the program, let us aim for 30 likes. And if you want more content like this, then make sure you subscribe, support, and stay positive. And also, don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, to turn on notifications. That way you will be the first to know when you see your boy MegaCrasher upload next. And if this is your very first time ever viewing my content and you haven't yet subscribed, what are you waiting for, man? Woo! Hit the sub button up real nice, man. Enjoy our community today as we are burning rubber big time on the highway to 5K. With that being said, though, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys very much for watching this video. Much love to you cool cats. And I will see you next upload.